Meditation isn't something you do, it's something you become.
Hello, how are you? So, welcome to Inner Path, Learning and Living with Ramana Maharshi. Today, what I would like to discuss is meditation. One day last week, I was listening to um, a YouTube video, and it was a quote about meditation from Deepak Chopra, and that's what we're going to discuss today. Because when I heard those words, it changed my direction of meditation. So let's get into this and let's discuss meditation. Now, let me put out there right now, I'm not a guru, I'm not a teacher, I'm not a master, I'm a seeker, seeking for the truth. Today, I want to share something that really shifted the way I understand meditation. Found the words by Deepak Chopra very interesting, very grabbing. So he said, meditation isn't something you do, it's something you become. Deepak Chopra says, real meditation begins when the thinker disappears, when you're no longer observing the silence, you are the silence. Most people sit still for 10 minutes and call it meditation, but their mind is racing. Stillness isn't in the body, it's in the being. Become aware of awareness itself, not your breath, not your thoughts, but the space between them. That's where truth lies. You are not just a person doing meditation, you are the presence itself. Don't just meditate, become the meditation. Now, we're going to take this and we're going to break it down because the words are so profound. So let's break this down a little bit, okay? What he said. Okay, so he said meditation isn't something you do, it's something you become. That statement challenges the usual approach of meditation as a task or technique. Instead, it shifts an identity, not the doer, but being itself. Real meditation begins when the thinker disappears, when you are no longer observing the silence, you are the silence. Now, let's look at this. As long as there is a thinker, right? As long as there is a thinker meditating, there's a split. The meditator and the meditation. When even the sense of I am meditating drops away, what's left is pure silence, the silence itself. Let's look at another piece where it says, stillness isn't in the body, it's in the being. Now, many people taste physical stillness, but real stillness is not physical at all. It's the unmoving core of being. The awareness that underlies all experiences. Now, I thought for a while that was, you had to be totally still, that the physical stillness was the stillness. But listening more to his words and also knowing, getting deeper into meditation, I now know that It's not so much of the physical stillness. It helps, but it's not so much of the physical stillness, but it is the stillness, the real stillness, the stillness itself. Okay, the real stillness, not the physical stillness. Okay. He says, become aware of awareness itself, not your breath, not your thoughts, but the space between them. That's where truth lies. Let's look at that. Instead of focusing attention on objects like breath or sensations, shift attentions to that which is aware, that the awareness itself. The space between is the formless reality that is ever present, but often overlooked. When I meditate, I like to meditate outside and in my canopy, and the birds be chirping. And one day I'm listening to this bird, and the bird chirp. And that space between the chirps was the silence. And I was able to hold it. And then he stopped chirping. And that was, and the silence afterwards was like something totally profound, never experienced before. But it was truly, truly amazing. All right, let's look at the next. He said, you are not just a person doing meditation, you are the presence itself. Now, this is the central message of non-duality. You are not the mind or a separate meditator, but the limitless presence that knows all of these. Okay, that knows all of these. So let's look at his next sentence. And his next sentence says, don't just meditate, become the meditation. This invites you to drop the identity of, in quotation, me meditating. You know how you always say, I'm going to meditate. Me meditating. This invites you to drop that. Drop the identification of me meditating and realize you are the field in which meditation and everything else occurs. And everything else occurs. I've put together a little quick something for you. All right. But we are going to have do a little quick meditation just to get the feel of it. Okay. But a lot of what he was saying, that, like when I was telling you about the bird, it was truly an amazing thing. And I was able to really abide in that, in myself. I was able to abide in the self, okay? So next time you meditate, instead of trying to do something or get somewhere, see if you can just rest as the silence, the presence that you truly are. Now, I'm going to give you a question, and let me hear from you, okay? Let me hear from you. This is a reflective question. And the question is, when you meditate, can you find the one who is meditating? Or do you just find presence, awareness itself? Let me hear from you in the comments when you notice or how this changes your practice, okay? So I'm going to ask you, or let's do one more thing. Let's do quick guided meditation. Now, it's only going to be about 5 minutes. And meditation isn't 5 minutes, okay? But this is just an example of Well, 5 minute meditation, just to give you an example. But when you are alone, 30 minutes. See, try to get in at least 30 minutes. All right. More than what Deepak Chopra was saying of 10 minutes. So let's just do 5 minutes. And so get in a quiet spot. Okay. Get into a quiet position. And so let's try to meditate right now. Right now. Okay. Get into a quiet position. Don't try to control anything. Just stop. Stop doing. Notice what's already here. Are there sounds? Are there sensations? Maybe thoughts? Let them be. Don't push anything. Don't push anything away. Ask yourself, what is aware of all of this? Don't reach for anything. Drop even the idea of becoming silent. Just notice there is an awareness that's already present before, during, and after every thought, every sound, or sensation. Rest as that awareness. If thoughts arise, a thought. If a sound arises, a sound. Don't interfere with it. Remain, but what remains unchanging is awareness itself. The awareness is the silence. Let yourself sink into it. No effort, just relaxation. Feel the background. Instead of focusing on anything, breath, sound, feeling, become curious about the space or openness that holds everything. This is the silence, the presence you are. If you notice you're trying to do something, stop. You don't become the silence by effort. You recognize that you are the silence that's always been there. You recognize you are the silence that's always been there. All right. So I would like to thank you for your time. And if you feel that this information uh, was very helpful, please subscribe, like the page, ring the bell, and watch more of our videos. And please tell others about the inner path, learning and living with Ramana Maharshi. Thank you for joining us.